Hello and welcome again to another SOLIDWORKS Electrical quick look. Today we will be looking at the topic of simple macros. My name, again Alex Koch, I'm the Territory Technical Manager for the ANZ and that is my email that you see on screen there. Today's agenda, as reflecting the topic, will be simple. We will take a look at what and how. What are macros and how do we use them? Of course, the question of why will also be addressed. And from there, we will very quickly take a look at the benefits to the user. And I will wrap this presentation up with a simple overview and where else to get information. So let's look at the basics, the what's and how's of macros in SOLIDWORKS Electrical. Now what we have here is a simple scheme with a set of symbols already set up with their appropriate connections. Now consider a situation like this. We have a collection of a motor with some contactors and relays, and we would like to make use of this information again because we have similar designs elsewhere in this project. Now there are two things we could do. We could always of course set up the required wires and start adding the symbols that we require. On the other hand, we could always make use of the macro functionality. Now, in order to create a macro, very simple, we just group select what we need, the symbols, the connections. It can be one, it can be many. Over here, as you can see, my selection has covered 4 different symbols and simply drag the selection to the macro panel on the right. Now, we could of course give an appropriate name here. Let's call it Moto Combo Macro. And by doing this, what we have done here is we have created a macro, sort of like a usable copy of the existing collection of symbols. Now moving on, I could go on to create another schematic drawing. All right, let's go create a new scheme here. And in this scheme, I would like to create a new set of symbols. Now, what I need in this design here is similar to what I had created from my macro. So all I need to do would be to drag the appropriate macro and drop it to the location. Now, the marks can be very easily defined whether we want to create new or existing ones, and along the way the system prompts the user on what he or she would like to do with the different symbols that are affected. And from there, when I hit finish, what we have here is a new setup with symbols that have marks that have been incremented and some that have not, depending on the setup of the selection that we had. Nice and simple. So very easily, macros, what are they? They are effectively a method to very easily reuse existing information. Your combination can be symbols, multiple symbols and connections and so on. And how do you use them? Very easily, you select what you need and you drag and drop them into the macro panel on the right. It can't get simpler than that. So of course, quite obviously, what you get from it is that it's built-in functionality that's very easy to use. Even in a couple of minutes, you get to figure out what it does. And of course, the benefit to users, very straightforward, is simple and powerful. It allows you to very quickly regenerate new information based on existing setups that are already available in your schemes. Of course, great for productivity, isn't it? So to wrap up, very simply what we can take a look at is this again, built-in functionality that's versatile and of course simple and powerful to the end user. Of course, at the end of the day, I won't be able to cover everything in a quick look, but of course you are more than encouraged to find out more, and there are many places you can get further information from. Of course, the most obvious site is the www.solidworks.com under how to buy. Connect with your reseller, your local SOLIDWORKS representative who would be able to advise you more on this functionality. And of course, that's mysolidworks.com. I wholly encourage you to visit this location as well to check out discussions as well as tricks, additional ones that you might be able to discover concerning this or other functionality. And this is of course very useful at the end of the day. And with that, I come to the end of another quick tip. Again, my name is Alex Koch. I am the Territory Technical Manager of the ANZ, and that's how you can contact me on screen here. Have a nice day.